Hey guys, Happy New Year. Been a little while since my last broadcast. Taking a little break from these between travels, holidays, adventures, all that comes with the December holiday season. I wanted to start today though with a new clip about social stories. Something that's been coming up a lot. And one of the things that people don't always realize is that there really is a science, a way to set up a social story. Now, for those who aren't familiar, social stories is telling a story about how you do a skill. It may be waiting in line at the cafeteria. It may be introducing yourself to a friend. It may be using the restroom. It could also be about upcoming transitions. I've done social stories for kids whose parents were going out of town for a weekend and they were going to stay with a babysitter for the first time. Things of that nature. Now, it's not just telling the individual. We use them as a visual. We want to have a visual representation about what is going to happen. And you break it down into steps. Very similar to how you would break it down a task analysis. Step by step by step of what's going to happen or what the child needs to do. Now for our kids, I really believe that you can't just stop with the words. For our higher functioning kids or our older kids, that may work. But I like to give a visual representation, a picture, to symbolize what it is going to happen and what is being described in the words. Now, the other misconception out there about social stories is that I just read this social story to my child and that's it. Well, that's not quite enough. You need to be able to practice what's in the social story as well. That's what really leads to the effectiveness. So if I have a social story about maybe how to make a friend or how to introduce yourself to a new friend, I'll go through the steps. Each page represents a step in that process that I want the child to engage in. Then we read the story together and then we practice each step right here in my living room or in the backyard. And you want to practice it with a few different people in a nice controlled setting before you even go out there and then apply it in the real world. And the final thing you never want to forget is once the child is doing that, once the child is practicing, once the child is doing it in the real world, reinforce. There's got to be that reinforcer at the end. And that's how you're going to really maximize. Read, practice, reinforce. You got those 3 steps. Now you can really get the benefit of your social story. Hope you guys had a great holiday. Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.